Okay, so some of you maybe are having trouble with with my drawings on the slides. So if you get to a slide and you see this little play button, I guess it would look like, let's go here, and it looks like this little speaker, and then you open it up and you get this play option. If you play it this way, you won't see my
Okay, so these glial cells can be
you
found
won't
in the
see
nervous
my,
system, and they can
let
be
me pause this
categorized
again.
by.
You won't see my me circling in real time, or my annotations in real time. So what I suggest you do, if you have a slide that you maybe want to see, like this slide is extremely busy, and if you just see it straight like this, you're not gonna, it's gonna be very, very overwhelming to try to understand what is written here. So if you play this, all you're gonna get is my
Okay, take a
drawings.
second here to.
You're gonna see my drawings, but you're not gonna see how I got to what I wrote. But if instead you want to kind of follow in real time what I'm saying and what I'm drawing, you need to go up here to slideshow and play from current slide. And what will happen is you'll
Okay,
see the
take a
original
second here to
slide,
familiarize yourself with this
and you can watch the entire
picture, with this.
PowerPoint in this.
Okay, when we talk about the nervous system, I like.
Sorry, you can't pause it once you're in that screen. But once you're in that, if you want to skip ahead, you can just hit the space bar, the arrow bar, the enter button, and you'll get to the next slide. So you can kind of navigate through it that way. But if you want to say this slide, you get to this slide and you see there's audio on the slide, you can click play, but you have no idea how I got to what I wrote. So just go to slideshow, play from current slide.
Okay, when we talk about the nervous system, I like to use this analogy, and I use it with my students, and hopefully it can kind of help you.
So I'm going to get out of this screen real quick. So hopefully that helps. Trying to get a better experience from the PowerPoints. Now the PowerPoints are extremely large files. When I add audio to them, they are extremely large files, and so me having to correct a slide and then re-uploading it is going to take way too long. I did notice on one of the slides the annotations are there, but the audio isn't. But there are notes on that slide, so you should be able to kind of gather what I'm attempting to say from that slide. And I believe it is this slide here, slide 4. Oh, there are no notes on it. Darn. Since I'm here, I might as well talk about it since there's no audio on that slide. What my picture was showing is that we've got gray matter and white matter. Gray matter is a bunch of cell bodies connected together, or that they're all kind of in one space, and then the white matter is where all of the axons of those cells gather. And so the gray matter of our CNS, of our central nervous system, the gray matter is just a bunch of cell bodies. And if it's in the central nervous system, the CNS, those collection of cell bodies are called a nucleus, or nuclei for plural. And then if we're talking about being in the peripheral nervous system, and we've got a bunch of these cell bodies together, we call that a ganglion. And you'll see that when we get to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And then white matter is just a collection of all of the axons of those cells. So when those axons get together, they because they're covered in myelin, they turn white. They're literally white, and these are just collections of axons that are connected to those same cell bodies. And when we're talking about it being in the central nervous system, that collection of axons together is actually called a tract. And we'll see those tracts when we're talking about getting our signals from our spinal cord up to our brain and then back down. So you'll see those tracts that we call. And then the other thing is in our peripheral nervous system, we still have this collection of axons together that are myelinated. They are still white matter, but instead of calling them tracts in the peripheral nervous system, we call them nerves. So these are the nerves that run along our arms and our legs and whatnot. So I hope that helps. First playing the audio and then realizing that slide 4 didn't have any audio and only my drawing. So that was the audio for slide 4.